Man, it's kind of wild when you think about how different cultures and religions have tried to put together some kind of framework for how people should live their lives, how they should treat each other, how they should balance this whole human experience between survival, chaos, morality, spirituality, the raw biological urge to do whatever the hell feels good in the moment. That's the hook that pulled me in when I sat down with Mel Gibson, a Hollywood legend who's not just about the glitz and glamour. This guy's directed and starred in epic films like Braveheart and The Passion of the Christ, diving deep into themes of faith, sacrifice, history, violence, morality, and redemption. He's always thinking beyond the surface, digging into what makes humans tick, what drives our cultures, and what holds us together or tears us apart. So when we started talking about Islam's moral framework, I'll be honest, I went in curious. I knew the headlines, the stereotypes, the quick sound bites you hear on news channels, but I'd never really sat down to understand how this religion, followed by over 1 billion people worldwide, actually shapes lives. Talking morality, discipline, self-control, family, society, justice, the whole deal. And Mel, man, he didn't hold back. He went deep, found myself not just listening, but questioning my own assumptions. I kept thinking, wow, we don't talk about this enough in the West. We're so quick to brush off religion as just a bunch of rules or some outdated code that doesn't matter anymore. But the more you listen, the more you realize these moral systems aren't about control. They're about building character, offering a path through life's chaos, and holding you accountable to something bigger than yourself. I'm not Muslim, and I don't pretend to know what it's like to grow up in that world. When Mel started breaking down Islam's moral framework, it hit me hard this system is designed to protect people from themselves, from their egos, impulses, and to create a balance between the individual and the community. In the West, especially in America, we're obsessed with the individual. Do what you want. Chase your dreams. Live your truth. There's real power in that mindset. It's driven innovation, creativity, personal freedom. But there's a shadow side. Without clear boundaries, things can unravel. Families fall apart. Divorce rates in the U.S. are around 40–50%. Addiction is skyrocketing. CDC says over 100,000 drug overdose deaths happened in 2021 alone. Mental health is crumbling. Over 20% of adults report struggling with anxiety or depression. Feel lost because we've handed them freedom but no roadmap, no structure that's been tested over time. Mel explained that Islam provides that structure, and it's not just rules for the sake of rules. It's rooted in a profound idea: God knows you better than you know yourself. Creator sets these boundaries because he understands the human heart and mind in ways we can't. Think about that for a second. In today's world, we're skeptical of everything: government, corporations, even science sometimes, because we've seen how power and money can distort truth. But Islam takes it a step further and says, don't even fully trust your own impulses. Why? Because those impulses, greed, lust, anger, can lie to you. They'll push you to chase fleeting highs that leave you empty, broken, or worse. Instead, trust this divine framework. It's not vague, it's concrete. Don't steal, don't cheat, don't exploit others, don't drown in substances, honor your family, respect your parents, protect the weak, give charity, keep your word, control your emotions. Your life isn't just about you. It's about accountability to God and responsibility to others. When you lay it out like that, it's like, isn't that what every society is aiming for? But in secular societies like ours, we don't have that ultimate anchor. We say, be honest, it's good for society, or don't cheat because it's unfair. It's a suggestion, not a command. In Islam, it's divine law. Believers are told straight up, God sees everything, every action, every intention. It's recorded, and one day you'll answer for it. Whether you're a believer or not, that's a powerful motivator. Imagine if we all lived like our choices were being reviewed in a cosmic court with no lawyers, no bribes, no loopholes. It'd change how we move through the world. Me thinking about how our moral framework in the West has become so relativistic. If it feels good, do it, unless it hurts someone. But then we bicker over what hurt even means. The result: confusion, nihilism, people drowning in depression. 23 studies showed 60% of young adults feel life lacks purpose. Islam, though, draws clear lines. It says your purpose is to worship, serve, live with integrity, and prepare for accountability after death. That's heavy, but it's grounding. It gives your life meaning in a world where meaning is hard to find. Mel kept driving this home, and it made me see how much of our modern struggles come from not having that anchor. Look at consumerism. We've turned instant gratification into a religion. We worship convenience, pleasure, status. Social media fuels it, with everyone comparing themselves to filtered lives on Instagram. And yet we're miserable. The World Health Organization says global depression rates have jumped 25% since 2000. We're chasing distractions, therapy, pills, endless scrolling. But Islam's framework is like a manual. Don't get lost in the noise. Discipline yourself. Don't let your desires own you, because they'll destroy you from the inside. As someone who's trained in Jiu-Jitsu and MMA resonated with me. On the mat, you don't just wing it. You respect the rules, train with discipline, and that structure frees you to improve. Islam's moral framework is like spiritual martial arts. Take the 5 daily prayers, Salah. It's not just a ritual, it's a rhythm. 5 times a day, you pause your hustle, your ego trip, and reconnect with something bigger. Mel called it a reset button. For the soul, a way to keep humility alive when pride and arrogance can poison you. In the West, we've lost that rhythm. We're always chasing, consuming, comparing, then wondering why we're burnout and spiritually empty. Mel also pointed out how Islam ties morality to society, not just the individual. It's not enough to be good in your own bubble. You're obligated to care for others. Give charity, be fair in business, defend justice. Creates a web of accountability where everyone's invested in the community's health. Compare that to America, where we're so isolated. People don't know their neighbors. Families are scattered. It's all me, me, me. Islam says, think we. That's powerful, because humans are wired for connection, for tribes, not for scrolling alone on screens all day. Mel dropped a bombshell that really stuck with me. The Prophet Muhammad wasn't just a spiritual teacher. He was a statesman, a leader who built a society. Islam's moral framework isn't just about personal salvation. It's about creating a just functioning civilization. In the West, we separate spirituality, a private, from politics, us, public. Islam doesn't. It's holistic. Your worship, your economics, your family life, your justice system, all should reflect morality and accountability to God. That's why it's so comprehensive. We're so fragmented, acting one way at work, another at home, another online. It's exhausting with no unifying principle. But Islam says, be one person, live righteously. Justice was another big piece. Mel said in Islam, it's sacred. You stand for truth, even if it's against yourself or your family. In our world, loyalty to tribe, party, or ideology often overrides truth. But Islam says truth comes first, no matter the cost. That's a principle we need more of today. And desires, man, this is where it gets real. We all want sex, money, power. The West says indulge. Islam says channel them. Marriage is a stable, lawful place for desire, so it doesn't wreck society. Charity purifies wealth from greed. Fasting during Ramadan reminds you you're not a slave to hunger or comfort. Mel said this is why Muslims often carry dignity, even in hardship. They're chasing principle, not pleasure. In the West, we indulge, then act shocked when people feel empty. This conversation with Mel changed how I see things. I'm not saying I'm converting or that Islam's perfect. Its moral framework offers clarity in a world full of gray. It's a roadmap for living with purpose, discipline, and meaning. It's not easy, and nobody's flawless. System is there, a lighthouse in the storm. Thanks for joining me, folks. Let's keep wrestling with the big questions. Stay curious. Subscribe for more deep conversations.